Hey everyone, this is Team Chimoceros, and we wanted to give a quick presentation about the project we've been working on and the Consim Game Jam #1 in October 2020. Hi, I'm Chris Haupt, and my teammates for this one were Darren
Krause,
and I'm Zach Haupt.
And we are joining the Game Jam from Northern California in the Sierra Nevada mountains. So I've been having a blast. We want to take a few minutes and share with you kind of our game idea, No Tan Libre. This game is really kind of a silly mashup of various science fiction genres. We had looked at all the maps of the coin games, which were new too. And I happen to have Cuba Libre here, and the island just immediately triggered some ideas. And so we were brainstorming, and we wanted to do something satirical, possibly science fictional. So for reasons that I can't explain, Escape from New York came to mind, and we imagined Cuba as a corporation taking over as a maximum security prison. But to make this more exciting, we imagined this in a world in the future where global warming has gone completely crazy. The oceans are much higher, and hurricanes happen every week. So in this first module of this reuse of a coin game, we've developed the game with two factions. The first is the Greater Cuban Diaspora Government, or the government. The government in exile in Miami is trying to repopulate Cuba. And we have the Northern Industrialist Corporate Entity, or the NICE Corporation, or the corporation, who's taken over half the island to make it into that maximum security prison. Those two factions are kind of fighting it out in this scenario. They're both trying to get a piece of land on the other side that the other side owns to try to expand their territory. It's a game jam, so we've been learning a lot about the system. Have had a great idea, a lot of fun just exchanging ideas, and want to kind of show you part of a turn of where we're at in this current playtest, of which we have a long way to go. But look forward to sharing this. Check out our materials. Everything's there for you to try this out, including our rulebook, which contains a lot of background about some of the future plans, including some of the two other factions that we want to introduce, and would love your feedback. So with that, Darren and I are going to play, and Zach's going to kind of make sure that we're doing the rules. Hey everyone, switching over to the board, and here we can see with some of our overlays, which are available in our download. So a few things have changed really briefly. We've got the government player and the corporate players pieces down here in the bottom, using red for the corporation and blue, dark blue for the government. You'll see our hurricane tracker. This is looking kind of bad because the hurricane's already category 5 and it's about to hit, the imaginary category 6, which is disaster. We're in the middle of this battle, and right now the corporation is trying to take over this Las Villas territory here because it's its goal, and likewise the government is making forays into Camagüey, which it hopes to take over before disaster strikes. So right now it's a little hard to see in this video, but we just finished this turn. Anyone sees a robot, so put that in a discard. And unfortunately, another hurricane approaches card came up, and when the hurricane approaches, we trigger our hurricane rules, which before anything else, and Darren will help me remember the new rules that we wrote.
I've got the rules here, yes.
Okay, we advance the hurricane marker first, before we even get to play our turn. We're at category 6, which means what we do here is we roll a die, and we have to roll, basically, if we roll that number or higher, we saved ourselves. We didn't. We rolled a 4, so the hurricane strikes. Well, what happens when the hurricane strikes? Well, everything floods. So we take our light blue flood markers, and those go into each of the low-lying provinces. So here they are. They're going into everything except for the mountains. and we ignore the cities for this. We just do the provinces. We'll put some of the black meeples into the mountain territories. That represents mudslides that happen. Yeah. So now, this is where this is devastating. We go through, and basically, for each of the flooded areas, we take damage, or potential damage. Now, Darren, remind me again. We're going to go through, and I'll just run it through for the video here.
Okay.
For each cube, for any units in there, we're going to roll a die. All the factions roll a die. And if I roll a number between 1 and 3, I lose that unit, right?
Yeah, it's if you roll a 1, it's remove 2 pieces. If it's a 2 or a 3, you remove 1. A 5 doesn't remove any.
So in the first cube, I rolled a 5, so that was nothing. But I have to do that 2 more times. So I roll a 5 again. I'm really lucky. And I roll again. I rolled a 2. Unfortunately, with a 2, I lose that unit. So, okay, all of a sudden, now this province is out of control because there's no one there. So we immediately lose control. So I'm going to move my little marker off the board. And then we proceed to...
Go ahead. You can move the 3 blue ones there.
In the blue one, the water recedes. And we'll do that one more time here for the video here in Camagüey. So now what's really bad about this is each faction has to roll. So we intended for this to be devastating and pretty much a game-ending event. So if I rolled a 1, well, the government doesn't have 2 pieces, it only has 1, so it loses it. We roll for the same for the red, nothing there. We roll for the next one, nothing there. So they are very lucky that they survived. So we would continue doing that, potentially wiping out everything. Now, in the mountains, the floodwaters don't reach, but the saturated land releases itself into mudslides, and we do a similar but slightly less devastating procedure there, where a roll of what, 1 or 2?
It's 1 removes 3 pieces, and a 2 is 1 piece.
Oh no! I rolled a 1, and I just completely wiped out the corporate's complete population of things, including the base, which is a mine in the mountains there. That's horrible. Basically, the corporation is going to go bankrupt. We do the same thing for both here in Las Villas. I'm going to do this first with the corporation. We rolled a 2. The 2 does what again, Darren? 1 piece?
1 piece, yeah.
Yep. And then we roll for the government. We rolled a 2, so we lose 1 piece. Always lose a unit before a base. So not so bad there, but still painful. So we continue along the way here, resolving the flood. And, you know, in a situation like this, we could potentially trigger our end of the year resolutions to figure out if there's any winners. Usually if things are this bad, there are no winners. So that's a little bit about the hurricane process. We're working on it. We think it's pretty fun. Hope you check it out too. So just switching back, and we'll finish this out. We had a blast. I don't know, Darren, it was kind of a crazy weekend, but what'd you think?
It was. It was a very long weekend, very enjoyable. This really is my first serious game jam, designing a game. You know, done some really lightweight card games at corporate events and such, but this is the first real true one that I've done, and it was very enlightening. I think Chris may have commented on one thing I said, which was, designing games is hard, and it is. But I had a blast, and I'm looking forward to doing another one.
Absolutely. It was great that we could get together and also get my son Zach involved and just have a good weekend. So thank you to the organizers. Thanks to the judges. Thanks to all the participants. It was great to have some fun on the Discord with everyone. Look forward to the next one. Everyone have fun, enjoy the games, and stay safe. See y'all.